What's going on, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists? Welcome to On the Bench with Pete, the series that you put on in the background as you hobby, paint, glue, whatever it is you do for your hobby. Now this has replaced the little sub intro I had for the last several episodes. I think they're alright, but they kind of get boring if you use them too much. So I'm going back to the old way of doing it for now. It's just a little less video footage that you have to put up with, isn't it, really? So I've been on Strontium Dog for quite some time now, and I still have some, but I thought I'd do something else today as well. So I'm going to start introducing some of my Reaper Bones models. I'm going to start work on my Kobolds for my Dungeons and Dragons escapades. Now it's good that I've got other stuff to do as well, because I need to do stuff with these, wait for things to dry and so on. I probably won't get past the gluing them on the base stage today. Who knows? I might get some primer on them. I'm not sure. And yes, I am one of the people that prime their Reaper models. They say you don't need to, but I like to. So that's what I'm going to do today. So let's get to the bench. All right. Okay. So yes, these are the bases. I've picked out some little MDF bases. There appears to be 6 Kobolds in here, so I'm going to get them out. Got my Strontium Dog guys to work on as well, including these Goons at the back here. They are going to be primed today. So I'm going to do that. I should prime them at the same time as I prime these. I'm going to prep these though. Now, I've been thinking, I've got several Reaper Bones models and several more I want to get. And I've been thinking I might do some tutorials on them, because I really enjoy the Reaper Bones models. But these are just little Kobolds, just little gribblies for D&D. So I'm going to do these on the bench and my own time, well, it's all my own time, you know what I mean. Off camera, that's what I meant. Right, so let's get those out of the way. So don't need that. I'll put my glasses on, so they're on a kind of sprue here, as it were, and I'll just cut them from that, because I'm going to glue them, you see, to these bases. Just get this off here. There you go. So there's one. Yeah, it's very small, but they've got on these bases quite good. Now, I'm not 100% sure that I want them on those bases. I think they're possibly too big. Well, we could put them on pennies, I suppose. About that. I don't know if I've got any pennies with me. So if I haven't, I will cut the video to the point where I have got some. I'll just get all this off of these little sprues here. Yeah, because they're only little. So I'm going to see if I've got any pennies in here. I know I've got 2 pences. But they're really too... No. Don't have pennies. I don't have them. But I am going to get some. So if you can bear with me, and I'll let you look at, I've got these guys as well, which I'll possibly work on. I don't know. Anyway, what's been happening with me? Let me talk about that as I go and get... I'm just going to go and get some pennies. We'll see if I got any pennies. I should have some indoors. I'm going indoors. Sorry, so I'm outside at the moment. It's a good job I've got this remote microphone here. Just going into the house. I've done this once before, if you remember rightly. If you can hear anything in the background now, it's my tumble dryer. Had an interesting week at work. Well, an interesting start to the week because Monday, which I would have been working ordinarily for nights, I was asked not to come in on Monday and come in on a Tuesday early instead of Tuesday night. So that's just me getting my pennies. Yes, there we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I only need 6. But I'll take 8 because I will use them as reference. Yeah, so they asked me to come in early on Tuesday. It meant I went in for 9 hours instead of 4 on Tuesday. But I gave up the 8 on Monday. So I'm kind of, down 3 hours or something. But it showed me just how much more easier it is working on days. So naturally I'm pursuing my options for working on a day shift now. I'm going back outside now. So that's what I'm going to do. So that's just my dog barking. On my way back, with pennies in hand. I had the heating on earlier. So I'm back in mini Warzone now. Back in the studio. Right. Sit down. Whew. There we are. And now I have pennies. Oh, quite out of breath. Perfect. Yes, pennies are the way to go. Not with these, which are more akin to 2 pence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So I brought 8 in. Yeah, so they'll go on there. Right, so let's have a look at them. Yeah, so I changed my hours at work. So I'm just filing any bits I see down now, and of course I will use wherever my blade is. There it is. If there's any rough areas. So I'm just filing the bottom there where I cut it from the sprue, so it gets a bit more of a even contact. Yeah, that's the way. And I'll probably just use some Astro granite around them. They're just little gribblies. I call them gribblies. That's the term I give to all little creatures such as this. Bit difficult to see what's meant to be sticking up and what isn't sometimes. Yeah, so that's there. Oh goodness. So yeah, so I'm applying for days, which I wanted to go on to be day shift anyway. I just accepted the job on nights because I needed a job. But now my foot is in the door. and I'm essentially in the building. I'm looking for another room. That makes sense. I'm just trying to pursue, because it's not just the social aspect which nights affects me on. It's my health as well I've got to consider, and it doesn't help. It's not conducive for a good sleep pattern, which is something I really need. So I find night shift not good for that, you know. Now, you know, happily learn tills or whatever else I need to learn to stay on, or to go on to days. I've said that. Not a problem. No problem at all. I can see mould lines. They'll be moulded. I'm not overly worried about these because, like I say, these are gribblies. Yeah, they're gribblies. Which means they won't live long. It's not like they're going to be even NPCs, really. They're just like encounter creatures, really, more than anything. And they're good for that, you know. Just to get numbers, really, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm not majorly concerned about mould lines and things like that on this type of thing. A bit like I you know, not quite so concerned, but it depends on the extent of the detail, though, for game board pieces, you know, that kind of thing. Because there are some board games where the miniatures are exquisite, you know, so you put more effort into those. But yeah. Oh, I'm going away tonight to participate. Well, to do a black belt grading. Not for me, for someone else. So that's going to be interesting. Yeah. So I don't know how that'll turn out. It's quite a way away as well. It's quite far out in the country, and you get no phone signal out there and things like that. I call areas of England like that. I call it Wicker Man country. It's like they're burning the Wicker Man or something. It's like these villages and things. Not a place you want to get caught. One more. It's really mainly the bottoms of their little square bases. Get them on. Kobolds are tricky. They're good at ambushes and things like that for a group of adventurers. Good to do. So I'll glue them to the pennies, and we'll be good to go. Right. I think that'll do nicely. Chronic backache again. I'm going to have to take some painkillers before I go. I'm going to leave it about 3:30, I think. Time now is, it's just gone 2, so have this hour and I'll go and get ready, and yeah, and then I'll have to be off. Don't really want to be driving. I don't really want to be driving down those narrow country roads late at night. They are a bit creepy, if I'm honest. I've had an experience down there before, which I won't go into here. It was really a sleep deprivation thing, and I've witnessed something down there as well, which wasn't to do with sleep deprivation. So there's that. Right. All these blobs of glue on here, right. Pop these on. Okay. Now I need to let them dry somewhat. Put that back. These back. Ah. Wish I had some regulars out here, to be honest. Okay, so it says Brute Mosley. It's in Petticoat Jones, and I think he can be ready for varnishing, to be honest with you. But I think Petticoat Jones, I'd like to just grey out the hilt of his dagger. So got London grey. Yeah, so I'm going to use that London Grey by Vallejo. I'm going to use this model colour paint, so way too much there, but well. Mix it up in the palette. Right, select a brush, Pete. That's a detail brush. Now, hilt of his dagger, which is here. I might do the end black. Just because. Never seems like there's enough light here. Don't know how it comes out on camera. Oh, I've been watching lots of stuff on YouTube actually. I was watching Jan Beta, who is one of the channels I subscribe to. He's an electronics channel. He's just had a look at a PlayStation 1 which he found leaning up against a tree. And it appears to be working, which is good. But I like watching him repair and future-proof old retro computers, especially Commodore 64s and VIC-20s and things like that. It's just I like it. I think the Commodore 64 was my favourite one that he did in terms of restoration. I'm just going to grab some Abaddon Black here, just to do the top of the hilt. You know, it's just literally a round ball-like area, very small. Yeah, so I like watching that. So and his, the fact that he found this. I mean, even if the PlayStation wasn't working, you'll get it working. Well, actually, the CD reader wasn't working when he first plugged it in, because he put in a normal CD and nothing really happened. It wasn't spinning around. But all we did was like clean the lens reader and with isopropyl alcohol, and it appears to work. Although he'll do it better later, and I know he will, because he always does a good job. Yeah, it's great to watch, you know. Right. I think they're both ready for varnish now. In terms of, well, and actually no, he's going to have his base, the edge, done. Steel Legion Drab is the colour I use for that. So I may actually leave slightly earlier than the 3:30, because I want to get a bit of fuel as well. I do not want to get stuck out there with not enough fuel. It's not a good place not to be stuck at. It's alright if you live there and whatever else, but and I'm not used to driving those roads, not like I used to be. I used to be out there all the time. I used to have a karate club out there in the area. I hope the lady passes her black belt. A former student of mine, so she should. If she does, then that'll make her day, won't it? Weekend, whatever. Made my month, I think, when I got my black belt, my first one. Yeah, now they're ready for varnish. But no, he needs a bit of wash on his grey hilt of his dagger yet, so still not quite ready. I'll do some more work on his base. Actually, I did put some Astro granite down, but I don't think it was enough, because you can still see the, I put a wash on after, still see the pattern, the footprint of the model, so I'm going to do that. I've ordered some Astro granite debris, which to be honest is more like the old Astro granite. This is kind of a bit more smoother than I prefer to use. Right, so just trying to disguise the footprint there. By footprint, I mean the shape of kind of the base that the model was on. The base that it was on before you base it. You know what I mean? Back in the old days, when I was at school and I was a wee lad, I didn't know about rebasing models, or that you could even get bases and put them on. I thought that was just it, you know, that was how they stood and so on. Right, so we've got a few things to dry now, so put him out the way, he can dry. Put low down anything over there because I'm not sure where I'm going with him yet next. You get this wash on his hilt of his sword. We'll actually just Carberg Crimson wash. I don't know, I just want to. Sometimes I just want to do crazy stuff, you know. So Carberg Crimson over Grey. He's got a red thing for the main part of the dagger anyway. So yeah. That'll do now. Now that'll do. Now I can let them dry in peace. Put him over there. Him over there. I'm going to get some primer on these Goons. Using this Panzer Grey. Prefer to use the grey as opposed to like a direct black, because it's easier to see detail. Well, I think it is anyway. Bit of water, not too much. Right. Really, I need to put them on bottle top lids, but I've left my Blue Tack indoors and I don't want to go back inside to get it. Been in there once this episode already, and the next time I go inside will be when I'm getting ready to go. There we are. Goons. I might do the skin of one of them a weird colour and have him as a mutant. May even be this one, who knows. Paint his skin red, I'll call him Redskin. Redskin Mohawk. No particular power, just he's got red skin. That could be it, couldn't it? Or he doesn't feel the heat or something, or he doesn't feel pain, so he doesn't have to, you know, he can't get pinned by wounds or something. I don't know. Yeah. Now this guy, which I always think of as the rebel soldier. He looks like a rebel soldier from Star Wars. That's what he reminds me of. Okay. Yeah. And then this guy who is like bit of a gothic punk, cyberpunk type of model. He could be used equally in cyberpunk or vampire, werewolf sort of type of thing in a gothic punk setting. Probably any game with a gothic punk setting. So I'll probably just keep him normal. Call the other one Redskin Mohawk or something like that. And then maybe he doesn't feel pain from heat or something like that. That'll be good. Right, so there we are. How are these little kobolds coming on? Put some primer on him. I'm just going to paint them like brown. Yeah, he's too small really to worry about a tutorial or anything like that. I'm going to say they're just gribblies and I'm going to use them as such. Next, gribbly. I think they work alright on pennies actually, these. I was tempted to keep them on square bases. I've got little wooden square bases, little MDF ones. But no, I think round is better. I've still got a couple of figures from years ago when I used to roleplay D&D when I was at school and stuff. Oop. Good job on wearing old trousers. Else Mrs. Mini Warzone would not have been happy. That's alright. Not the first time I've spilt paint on me. I spilt like half a pot of Carabao Crimson over my lap once many years ago. Ha ha! I've got the heating on now again, by the way. I'll turn it off. It gets warm and then I want to turn it off and stuff. We're going to need a little more paint. So, just paint these. I think when I go in and I finish here, I'm going to have some painkillers. So yeah, so I shall be driving out to Wickerman Country, and I shall be thinking of painting miniatures because that's kind of my happy place. This is what I enjoy doing. Yeah, I'm going to make some tutorials upcoming ones for my other Reaper Bones models. I've got a really cool wizard I want to do, and stuff like that. which I just want to do for the channel. I see now how cutting mats get so dirty, and I see the splatters of paint going over it as I'm painting here. Before you know it, it's chats. You know, chatty, dirty. Right. Yeah, there's not a lot of detail on these little kobolds. I'm just going to paint them basically. I don't know if I'll even wash them. I mean, I might do, but I'm sorry, not going to extract too much time on them. They're just, like I say, they're just encounter models really to mark out who's attacking you. You are confronted by 6 kobolds. You know, for a first level small party, it's about right. So going back to work, yeah, I'm hoping to see if I can get on days. That would be great. I can but try, can't I? I did say I've put it in a letter because they told me to put it in writing in my request, and that's what I've done. I said I'm not sure about the longevity of the shift I'm on, you know, with myself. Oh, and I think I've done the super glue thing on the bristles. Good job, it's a knackered old brush. Good job. I think I'll just leave that as is. We're at 38 minutes. I don't have a lot more, except for the varnishing to do, and that's what I'm going to do with these two, so that all the others dry. Yeah, I think I've killed this brush. Yes, I have. That's fair enough. Old anyway. So I'm looking for varnish. Excuse me. There we go. Those that are interested, this is the varnish I use. I brush it on all my models wherever I can, and I don't get any frosting ever. Just do it by hand. Even larger models, I know it take a bit longer. I mean, really big ones like terrain, that I'll spray or leave, but you know, I'm not a fan of frosting, I have to be honest. And so, there we go. If I can do it without frosting, then brilliant. Had a pot noodle for lunch. Crisps and pork pie. Not very healthy, I know, but hey, there you go. Sometimes you just gotta do it. Oh, it's raining terrific. So not only will I be driving in the dark later, it'll probably be raining, my luck. Oh well. Just have to be super careful. Trouble is, I'll be tired. That's really dangerous. bit much on him, I think, so. Taking it off one model and applying it to the other. Excuse my yawning. I do apologise. So, Pettigo Jones. Got a lot of varnish on, so I'm taking it off of him and I'm applying it to Brute Mosley. Then I'll pop the rest of it back in the bottle. That's how I do it. So, from one and then on to the other, hey. Now apply this back in, apply it back in, not pour it even, scoop it up. This is what I do. Scoop it out my palette, back into the pot. That's how I save some varnish. That would help if I wasn't so heavy-handed, I know that. But there you go. Right. And the rest of it just coats this, and it's easier to peel off at the end when I go to clean out the palette. Well, I say palette, they're just milk bottle tops, really. So I'll zoom out slightly. Oop. So you can kind of see, you know, I've been working on here. It's just these 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 models. I did get the primer on the Kobolds though, so I'm quite happy about that. I'll probably just put a couple different colours of brown on them for their skin, and then the metals, and wash, and we'll see how they go after that. Base them up. Like I say, they're just encounter models really, and it's nice to have a little bit of colour on them as opposed to grey or white or black or whatever, you know, so that'll be good. But like I say, I am looking to do more on the Reaper Bones line. Now these, excuse me, I'm yawning again, these are probably not as detailed because there's more of them in the pack, and I'm absolutely fine with that, you know. Let's pop my heater on again, and yeah, but I am going to be looking at some tutorial stuff for the other models, because and all this sort of stuff is going to be useful for like alternate stuff, like when I've done something on these guys or whatever I'm doing on here. I'm waiting for that to dry, then I can switch to something else, and I'll just do that. My Gene Stealer cult may be that. They may be an on the bench on their own. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe an on the bench on their own. Sorry, I yawn. I'm going to zoom out here. I yawn because I'm tired. I'm quite tired with my MS condition. And I apologise for that because I know how contagious it can be. Yeah, that's quite a good angle, isn't it? I don't suppose there's any point in me saying it now because it'll probably have been done by the time I do this, and I'm just going to mention P&Qs. But maybe for next time. Don't forget, keep an eye out for them because I do them monthly now. So make sure you get your questions down. Because I'm going to be doing P&Qs end of every month, or near to the end of every month. It's not going to be exactly the same date every month, but be near to the end of every month. So that's how I'm going to do it. Looking forward to the next one. I've got quite a few questions. And as always, I'm looking forward to the next one of these on the bench episodes, because I love just sitting here in my studio, painting away, chatting to you guys, although essentially I'm talking to myself, which I do anyway, but at least when I do this, I know that I'm actually eventually going to be addressing somebody else. So although at the time you're not there, it's I don't know, it just changes it up for me a bit, and I like doing it. I love sitting and talking. Here we go again. Ooh. Sorry, I do apologise. Alright. I suppose I could edit all of them out, but I'd, probably only be half an hour long then. I don't know. Anyway, this is an hour of hobby. Well, it isn't actually, is it? It's about 3/4 of an hour of hobby. I'll try and get some hour ones up, but for now, I'm going to end this on here. It's been great fun, but I've got to go and get ready now to go out to Wickerman World and do a grading. Thanks very much for watching. Remember, all brushes lead to war. And bye for now. Bye bye.